Imagine waking up after your heart has stopped, in the moments after doctors confirmed that all biological processes had shut down. For most of medical history, the sequence of death was seen as an inevitable chain reaction. The heart stops, blood flow ceases, and the brain is cut off from the oxygen it needs to function. This timeline reflects the standard medical assumption. As the red oxygen line hits zero, the block of consciousness terminates at the exact same moment, functioning like a simple binary off switch. From the bedside, the process appeared final and instantaneous. When the brain stops, the lights go out. However, modern resuscitation opened a window into that process. Every year, people undergo cardiac arrest and remain clinically dead for minutes before being successfully revived. They return with memories of the gap, describing deep sensations of peace, unusual perceptions of time, and the feeling of observing the room from a different perspective. These reports are consistent across thousands of cases, and the physiological reality of the experiences themselves is well documented in clinical literature. A brain actively shutting down and starved of oxygen lacks the resources for complex thought, yet these experiences are often described as feeling more vivid than everyday waking life. This suggests the off-switch model is incomplete, prompting researchers to look closer at the electrical activity of the dying brain. When oxygen levels drop, the brain's internal networks enter a state of extreme physiological stress, behaving in ways they never do during normal life. To understand this state, researchers have recently begun capturing high-resolution data of brain activity at the specific moment of death. This graph illustrates a recurring discovery. Instead of a steady decline into silence, the brain produces brief, organized surges of electrical activity at the edge of life. These highlighted nodes show activity flaring up in specific sectors responsible for memory, perception, and self-awareness. The dying brain is not simply fading away, it is mounting a coordinated, final wave of function. Think of this activity like a city during a widespread power outage. You don't see an instant blackout across the entire grid. Instead, emergency systems activate, and specific neighborhoods may glow with unnatural brightness for a few moments before the power fails. As the brain reaches its final struggle, it appears to enter a similarly dynamic, hyperactive state. This burst of internal energy may be why the resulting experiences are etched into memory with such clarity that they remain vivid decades later. The extreme physiological crisis of the organ seems to be the very thing that triggers these profound subjective moments. Current research is limited to the moments of transition. We have no scientific data that maps what happens after biological death is permanent. This model reflects what the evidence actually shows, a boundary between consciousness and unconsciousness that looks less like a sharp line and more like a messy, overlapping spectrum. This ambiguity shows up elsewhere in medicine, such as cases where patients under general anesthesia retain isolated fragments of awareness. We see it in coma patients who show signs of hidden consciousness, and in recoveries from severe brain damage that were once thought to be medically impossible. Human awareness is proving to be far more resilient than our traditional binary definitions account for. When the markers of death become this complex, it shifts the focus away from how we die and toward the mystery of how we are aware at all. The edge of life acts as a window into a much older question. What does it actually mean to have a conscious experience? It is difficult to map the end of the mind when we still don't understand how billions of physical neurons create the subjective feeling of being you. Take a moment to notice your own thoughts right now, the simple, immediate fact that you are awake and experiencing these words. While the transition at the end remains a mystery, the most striking part of the entire story is that we are aware enough to ask about it.